From your perspective, do you think Western education is something that we should kick against as a Muslim community or as a country?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praises be to Allah, the Lord of the universe. May His peace and blessings be upon the great leader, the wonderful reformer, the incomparable general, the prophet of mercy, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and this very question is actually one of the highly misunderstood issues among some group of Muslims. Islam, in the first place, is a religion that hasn't got any room for ignorance whatsoever. The Holy Prophet of Islam emphasized over and again that time and space has no room as an excuse whatsoever for any Muslim to be ignorant, for the simple reason that you feel that going for knowledge, distance is a problem for you, or age, no. So he says that طلب العلم فريدة على كل مسلم. Acquisition of knowledge, going for knowledge, seeking for knowledge is compulsory upon all, every Muslim. This refers to, this covers, all, ages. And also, we have a clear hadith of the Holy Prophet also with regards to a distance, saying that أطلب العلم ولو بالسين. You go for knowledge if that could send you to China. You can imagine during the time of the Holy Prophet, Saudi Arabia, the distance between Saudi Arabia and China is not a small distance. And the Holy Prophet of Islam saying, you can go for knowledge if that could even send you to China. And again, we have the Holy Prophet. I'm presenting this before giving the final message on this issue. We have the Holy Prophet of Islam saying that al-hikmatu dalatul Mumin ahazaha aynama wajadaha. That wisdom, for that matter knowledge, is a missing property of the believer. Wherever he gets it, he picks it. So no excuse whatsoever for one to say that, well, because of age, distance, or maybe differences of faith making you to buy yourself or to deny yourself access to knowledge. Now, the unfortunate thing here is that terming knowledge, the acquisition of a particular class of knowledge, terming it Western education. I tell you, it's very unfortunate. When you go deep into history, you realize that what is being called Western education is being started by Muslims. If you are referring to mathematics, physics, chemistry, even medicine, the pioneers of these disciplines are Muslims. Go into history, you understand it. Saying Western education, Islam emphasizes so much on knowledge. And there is you can't mark a particular knowledge to the West and feel that they are owners of this knowledge, and someone who is not from the West is not of that knowledge. It is a misconception. It is a wrong understanding. Knowledge is knowledge, and the Holy Prophet of Islam is saying that it is your property as a Muslim. Among the Westerners also, we have Muslims. They are also Muslims, and they are even expected to all be Muslims. So knowledge is one entity, and being the difference of geographical boundaries shouldn't be something that can be used to mark a particular knowledge and say this knowledge belongs to this class of people. That is unfortunate and is never accepted in Islam. The fact is that Islam is saying that knowledge is the property of every sound human being, and a Muslim is supposed to possess knowledge of all kinds to be able to serve and serve very well in your society. And you can't be a charge to the society, you must be a useful person, and that can only be affected when you have knowledge. So the idea of Western education, and for that matter Islam or Muslim being against it, is a very negative misconception which must be corrected. Of this, unfortunately, as a result of deep ignorance, we are now facing this problem in Nigeria known as the Boko Haram. Boko Haram. Secular education termed as something forbidden. One cannot understand this. There is some confusion in the minds of such people. It has nothing to do with Islam. Nowhere in Islam can you get this concept. They are sick. It's a type of sickness, and unfortunately they are tagging it to Islam. It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Boko Haram, I'm mentioning it over and again, is foreign to Islam. It has nothing to do with Islam. It's against Islam and it's against humanity at large. We must all, hand in hand, Muslims, Christians, all over, we should fight it together. It's never in the interest of humanity. It has nothing to do with Islam. Islam is a religion of peace. And the ambassador, the symbol of peace in the universe is the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Read with searching eyes the history of the Holy Prophet of Islam. You understand it clearly that he is a man of peace. And he presented nothing but peace to the world. There is a missing link between the understanding of people about the Holy Prophet of Islam and the message sent by the Holy Prophet of Islam. Practically, we have it in one of, there are several instances, but permit me just to give this example, and that will summarize the rest. Once, in one of the battles, the attacks on the Holy Prophet and the followers of Islam, they fought for several hours. The battlefield, they were all tired. The attackers and the defenders, they were all tired. So at a stage, they had to relax and get some shade to rest. The Holy Prophet of Islam, on their camp, distance away from his soldiers, he decided to rest under a particular tree, under the shade of a particular tree. He hung his sword, he was relaxing. The enemy camp, a man saw the Holy Prophet and he mentioned to his colleagues that the battle has ended, because he has sighted the Holy Prophet under that tree and he was alone. No one around or guiding him. And he was sure of chopping off the head of the Holy Prophet, and that will mark the end of the war. So he went there, being a disbeliever, rude and reckless, he kicked the foot of the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet asked him why. He said, "Who will prevent you away from my sword? I'm just on you with this sword, and there is nothing, I don't see anything preventing me from chopping off your head. Is there any person first, do you fear me or you don't fear me?" The Holy Prophet replied, "No, I don't fear you." What? And he was, with the sword on him. He said, "I don't fear you." Then he said, "Who will protect or prevent you away from my sword?" The reply of the noble Holy Prophet of Islam was that, Allah. He said Allah, God. And Allah being Allah, the equation turned instantly. This man was now lying down, and the Holy Prophet also was standing with the sword in his hand on this man. Then the Holy Prophet applied the same scenario, asked him, do you fear me? He started, hey, I fear you. Actually, I fear you. But I fear you. Then the Holy Prophet said, it's okay. Who will save you away from my sword? He said, well, we all know you. You are a source of mercy. You are a symbol of mercy. We know you to be merciful. You won't do that to me. The Holy Prophet said, yes, it's true. Will you accept Islam? He said, no. And the Holy Prophet never became angry because the man was sincere to him. He said, no, I won't accept Islam. And the Holy Prophet took it nicely. He said, okay. Will you fight us? He said, no, I won't fight you. That is good also, out of sincerity. Then the Holy Prophet asked him again, the next question. Will you help those fighting us to fight us? He said, no. Then the Holy Prophet said, then there is no cause for any fight between us. You are free to go. Well, you mentioned to me clearly you won't accept Islam, and there is no compulsion in Islam, no compulsion in religion. You are free, and you said you won't fight us, and you won't be an aid to those fighting us. Then you are a free person. The way is open for you. You can go. And he stood up. He started walking some few steps. You turn and watch whether the Holy Prophet was targeting him with something different. He realized that the Holy Prophet returned to his sleeping position. He walked again, distance, some few steps away. He turned to watch again. He realized the Holy Prophet was not even paying attention to him. The third time he stood and said, ah. Then he started reversing, coming back. He walked back to the Holy Prophet. Then the Holy Prophet said, ah, why? Have you forgotten something here? He said, no. But why? He said, yes. What is in you is far better and greater and more human than what is in me. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Then he testified that, yes, I testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. And I testify sincerely that you are the messenger of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he ended by accepting Islam by so doing. He accepted Islam. We have this in the history of this noble prophet of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is not in the history for nothing. It is there to serve as a kind of schooling, a lesson for every sound and thinking person. A Muslim is supposed to read the history of the Holy Prophet of Islam and know that it is teaching us and leading us to salvation. This is the way our Holy Prophet practiced with an enemy at the battlefront. He stood on him with the sword, and Allah the Almighty supported the Holy Prophet, and he overcame this enemy. And look at the treatment given to him by this noble prophet. He was so merciful. He said, well, no compulsion in religion. So definitely this is what is expected to every sound Muslim to understand. No force, no compulsion in Islam. You don't force any person to worship. If you force someone to worship, then that means that he's not worshiping the Almighty Allah. He's rather worshiping you. You'll find paradise for that person. You provide paradise for that person, which you don't have yourself. So it is a very negative understanding. And I term the stand of the Boko Haram, I see it as a kind of sickness. It's a disease. It's a cancer in human society. And it's a battle for all human beings to come out and fight it well. It has nothing to do with Islam once again. We should understand that it will be an injustice to Islam and Muslim for one to tag Boko Haram to Islam. We don't do that. It is just like when you get a Christian misbehaving elsewhere, and someone will brand it that is calling him a Christian militant. When you do that, you will be doing injustice to Christianity. That is not the case. Islam, we should do justice to it. Whoever, particularly the media, I have to be very sincere to you, and you should also be very sincere to us. You are making a very sad mistake when you get a person calling himself Muslim misbehaving. You don't call his name and tag him to to whatever misbehavior is doing. You simply tag it to Islam, and that is unfair. You don't have to do that to Islam. Nowhere in Islam do you get Islam encouraging violence, terrorism. That has nothing to do with Islam.
So the current practice that Ghana Education Service is promoting, where for instance Islamic schools are also having the mainstream curriculum into the system. Do you think that is also a way forward that we need to promote? And do you think that is going to enhance education of our youth?
Yes, I think there is nothing wrong with that. The only aspect that needs attention is that the Islamic aspect of the education, where we have the Quran and the teachings of the Holy Prophet, must not be discouraged at all costs. That should be part and parcel of the syllables, and it must be encouraged. And any other aspect of knowledge is part of Islam. To be very sincere with you, any aspect, the very messages that we are learning, the syllables that we are taking, is in real terms part of Islam. So there is nothing wrong with that. We need to encourage it. And the only thing is that the morals aspect of Islam, the Quranic teachings, the teachings of the Holy Prophet of Islam, the history of Islam must be part and parcel of the syllables and must be encouraged. With that, there is nothing wrong with the syllables that we have or the teachings that we have in our Islamic schools. Well, in Islam, we always mention that every sound person wish is that to give birth to a child who will be greater than you in future. You give birth to a child and the child will be better than you in future is the yearning, age of every parent. And in Islam, if you want to have, your child being greater than you, better than you, and to serve better in the society, Islamically, you need to give him the teachings that has been impacted in you by your parents and your time, and to impact into the same child the knowledge of his time. So if you being a parent, a Muslim parent, during your youthful time, there wasn't any secular education, and you've been given a particular type of education, and you are where you are today. Now, the time that you are living and your child is not the same. So the child to be better than you manage to impact the knowledge given to you as a parent, one. And secondly, you impact the knowledge of the time of this child to him or her. If that is done, definitely you end up by having two types of knowledge, and eventually he will be better than you or higher than you as a parent. But if you want to stick to the type of knowledge given to you, which is not tallying, matching with the current time, then definitely this child will be outdated. He will not be able to operate matching or befitting with the time that he is living. And so the best is that you need to encourage, given the two sides of Islam, the religion, the religious aspect of you, the parent, and make sure that the secular knowledge of the time of this child also, you expose the child to it, and the child will definitely be better off. It's just like this our modern time when we are talking of the computer era, ICT, and some few years back there wasn't anything like that in our system. Now you will now claim that this is something foreign, strange. I will not allow my child to go into ICT. Then definitely you will be harming this child and harming the society at large. So I think it's very wrong we need to encourage and open up so that the type of knowledge that is being presented in the school, we encourage it. Because there are people of great knowledge coming together to design the syllables that we have, and we have to encourage it and impact it to the children. It's very interesting for you to know, this is something that interests me so much. I've had the chance of being in Iran for several long years. I stayed in Iran. I detected something which I think we need to encourage over here. In Iran, the government gives a very high attention, the highest attention to education, to the extent that if you are part of the government and you've been sent out as a diploma to represent, to be an ambassador elsewhere, and your child after the basic level is to go to, let's say, secondary school or to the university, you have to mission and return home and to take care of this child. This is the extent they give attention to education. You've been sent, assuming, from Iran to Ghana to be the ambassador, and your child has just completed the basic education, and the next is that for him to move or her to move to the secondary level, which they don't have the section of it over here in the country. So the only way for you as the ambassador is that you have to give way, you leave your mission, return back home, they will send another person in your place, and you will stay back home and take care of this child, because he is the property of the nation, not the property of you as an individual, a parent. It's the property of the whole nation. So if you fail to do that, it will go against you. The law will bite you and bite you deep. They will not leave you. But over here, you can easily say, okay, the simple excuse is that, oh, the uncle or the auntie or the sister is somewhere working, and I will allow the child to be over there, and you will be sick, and trying to say that you are serving the nation. No, you are serving your stomach. Yeah. You are not serving the nation.
Are you really proud of the kind of education we are running with respect to the northern region? And are you also proud to say that parents are doing enough to get their children educated?
Well, I cannot say perfectly that the level that we have reached is okay. Well, it's better than maybe some years back, but we need to push forward. If this time around we are walking towards education, I would rather say we should start running. And if we feel we are running so far, we should be flying now. So I think the best is that we should give more energy to it, because education means everything. Anything you want to achieve on earth here, the stepping stone is knowledge. We should give we should give everything to it, and that is the best access given to the children. Anything you want to give to a child, it makes me to remember one of the golden messages of the holy Imam Ali alayhi salatul musallin. Imam Ali, the first Imam of the Ahlul Bayt, he made a very nice message, very educative, and I cherish it so much. He stated that if you want to invest for a year, investment that will just give you whatever you want, covering just a year, you sow a seed. If you want to invest for 10 years, you plant a tree. But if you want to invest for century, you educate a child. This is very beautiful. If you want to invest for centuries, you educate a child. This is a summary of the real message of Islam, the importance attached to education by Islam. So parents, it's not a matter of feeling that biologically you have given birth to this child and that ends it. You have a very great responsibility. A lot of parents are failing with regards to this area. So there is the need to create that change. It's not only the parents, the government should also give attention to that. They should try to get some binding laws, just like the case I mentioned about Iran. All parents are on their toes with regards to the education of their children. If you fail to do that, you'll be fighting with the state, and the law will bite you, and bite you very deep. The child is the property of all, and not the property of you, the individual. So you need to make sure that you have a responsibility, and the society equally have that responsibility. The government also has a responsibility. Together, we end up by producing the needed type of people that will push the nation forward. Yes. We are supposed to give more attention to even the females than the male. It's very unfortunate that you see human beings at times, we end up by making our selfish, desires to control everything. In fact, Islam gives more attention to the female than even the man. The Holy Prophet of Islam, one, is saying that we should cast a balance between your children, male and female. But if Allah, he's saying that if Allah had given him the chance to make a preference, he would have picked a lady, the girl child, he would have, raised the girl child higher than even the boy. But this is a case whereby Islam is saying that you should cast a balance between the two. And even in Islam, the verse in the Holy Quran where Allah is saying that when the mother, the grandmother of Jesus gave birth to the mother of Jesus, and she was mentioning to Allah the Almighty that I have given birth to a girl. She's a girl. And the verse of the Holy Quran is saying that Laysa zakar kal unsa. A male is not like the female. This is a special tag of honor, dignity, respect for the lady. The Quran is saying that Laysa zakar kal unsa. The male is never like the female. So in Islam, you need to give more attention to the female, particularly the girl child, and you give her give attention to educating her, because if you achieve that, if you are able to educate a girl, definitely it's not only a single individual. At the end of the day, it will be a whole family, better even a whole nation will be educated. So we have a hadith, a saying of the Holy Prophet of Islam, saying that if Allah gives you female children, you will get about 3 of them, and you are able to educate them, to nurse them properly and educate them properly. That is a guarantee for you to paradise. And all the struggle we are having is what? We are struggling so that we worship and end up by landing into paradise. And the Holy Prophet is saying that give attention to your girl child, educate them, and you are assured of paradise. Unfortunately, at times, because of our selfish and interest, and also ignorance, we think that the child, the boy, or if a male child can be more productive. But these days, I think people are realizing it. It's not the case. We should give attention to both. We give them equal chances, and we might end up by getting even some of the females performing better. So we should treat them equally and allow them to, it's a religion of knowledge. Islam doesn't tolerate ignorance. No room for ignorance in Islam. So if you are a Muslim, give attention to knowledge wherever you might get it.